Vive la République! Vive la France!
Political rookie Emmanuel Macron has swept to victory in the French presidential elections, pledging to unify the country and revigorate the economy. The 39-year-old is the first president from outside the two traditional main parties since the modern republic's foundation. His centrist, pro-European, open-border views stand in stark contrast to the rising voices of Europe's resurgent far right. This is how Macron's unabashed ambition drove him from star pupil to banker to political rebel and now the president of France. Macron was raised in the town of Amiens, 2 hours north of Paris. This is the house he grew up in. The eldest of 3 children from a family of doctors, he attended a Jesuit school. A precocious kid, he preferred the company of teachers to other pupils, and it was at school that he met his future wife. Brigitte Ozier was coach of the drama club. They worked closely together to rewrite a school production. He was 16, she was 40, and married with 3 children. Gossip about their relationship began to spread, and Macron left Amiens to finish high school at an elite establishment in Paris. Ozier followed later to teach, and the pair married when Macron was 30. After school, he attended university in Paris, studying philosophy, then went to the prestigious National School of Administration, a breeding ground for the French elite. He worked for 4 years as a high-level bureaucrat at the Ministry of Economy before moving to the renowned investment bank Rothschild. Macron was quickly parachuted into managing a massive acquisition.
Nestle has agreed to buy Pfizer's infant nutrition business for almost $12 billion.
When the deal went through, he got a big payout. Then in 2012, Macron was offered a position working for the new president and a personal friend, François Hollande. 2 years later, Hollande gave him the prestigious position of Minister of Economy. He was 36. But by now, Hollande's public approval rating had fallen to historic lows. Macron threw himself into a plan to loosen economic regulation with testy exchanges in Parliament. But the reforms were disliked and the legislation had to be forced through Parliament, sparking protest. Macron increasingly criticized the government but still enjoyed the president's support. Then, late last year, he launched his own political movement En Marche, or On the Move, thrusting him into the national spotlight.
He's really come out of nowhere. 3 years ago, Emmanuel Macron was barely known to the general public.
That's Mark Dean.
I'm a deputy bureau chief at Bloomberg News in Paris, and I'm on the campaign trail with Emmanuel Macron.
The youthful contender was seen as a presidential long shot.
When he started his movement, everyone, including many journalists, including myself, said, "Oh, well, that's pretty cute, and it's a nice effort, but he's not going to be president."
But borrowing from US President Barack Obama's election playbook, he took to social media and ran a large grassroots campaign. By the time France went to the polls for the first round of voting in April, he had successfully reinvented himself.
Hello to everyone.
He was no longer the free market reformer working under a failed president, but a new voice in politics.
Pourquoi je suis terriblement optimiste aujourd'hui? Parce que je sais, en vous voyant, en observant notre mouvement, que nous réussirons, oui, que nous réussirons à rassembler les Français et à réconcilier les France.
He secured the most votes of any candidate in the first round, putting him in a runoff with another political outsider, the far-right Marine Le Pen. With voters facing the choice between a pro-EU centrist and a far-right candidate who wants to pull France out of the Union, Macron successfully pulled in support from the moderate left and right. He won with a resounding majority, taking over 66% of the vote to Le Pen's 34%. But with his party unlikely to form a majority in the next parliament and a policy agenda which straddles ideas from both sides of the political spectrum, Macron's success now depends on building bridges with the traditional parties he's defeated.